Hello, and welcome to your AI News Roundup for July 22nd, 2026. Today we look at how major players are expanding their reach, with OpenAI expanding its board and Anthropic nearing an IPO. We also dive into the latest coding wars as Codex and ChatGPT cross 10 million weekly users. News number 1. OpenAI has expanded its board with leaders from the fintech and banking sectors while preparing for a potential IPO. The company also launched a specific ChatGPT program designed for small businesses. This strategic move involves integrating expertise from finance and banking into the organization ahead of a public offering. Simultaneously, OpenAI released a tailored application aimed at utilizing its technology within the small business market. News number 2. Anthropic's underwriters have begun scheduling investor meetings, signaling that the AI safety company is moving toward a NASDAQ debut. The investment outreach marks the opening stage of the roadshow process, where structured meetings between management and institutional investors typically precede an IPO by 4 to 8 weeks. This outreach was reported by CNBC on July 15, 2026. Anthropic filed its S-1 registration statement confidentially with the Securities and Exchange Commission on June 1, 2026, setting the legal stage for the offering. The company's most recent private valuation stands at $965 billion, established in a May 2026 Series H financing round that raised $65 billion. This valuation reflects a trajectory from $61.5 billion in March 2025 to nearly $1 trillion in just over a year, driven by rapid revenue growth from the Claude API and enterprise partnerships. News number 3. Anthropic research has revealed internal workspace mechanisms within Claude that address the industry's need for model interpretability. Anthropic developed research focusing on what they term J-space, finding evidence of a limited internal workspace where Claude holds and processes concepts before generating an answer. This research provides a clearer look at the internal process of the model before output is produced. The significance of this work lies in addressing the gap between simply receiving an answer and understanding how the model arrived at it. This focus on interpretability is critical for high-stakes environments like banking and financial services, where institutions require AI to be understood, tested, and trusted within controlled settings. For regulators and banks, the immediate issue centers on knowing not just what a model states, but precisely how that information was derived. This research directly addresses the need for transparency in complex systems, which is essential for regulatory compliance and risk management in finance. News number 4. Hynix completed a secondary listing on NASDAQ after raising $26.5 billion to fund strategic capital expenditures across its memory semiconductor operations. The company holds market-leading positions in DRAM, NAND flash, and high-bandwidth memory, addressing a critical bottleneck controlling the pace of the artificial intelligence infrastructure build-out. This financing was specifically allocated for building a fabrication plant in Yongin, South Korea, developing an advanced packaging and testing facility in Cheongju, South Korea, and purchasing manufacturing equipment. Hynix intends to acquire extreme ultraviolet lithography systems as part of this investment. This move supports the company's position as a world-leading producer of memory semiconductors essential for hyperscalers racing to build larger training clusters and inference fleets. News number 5. OpenAI's agent push has seen combined weekly usage of Codex and ChatGPT work cross the 10 million user mark, reshaping the landscape for developer tools. Bloomberg reported that as of July 21st, OpenAI now has 10 million people using both Codex and ChatGPT work, nearly doubling the level from earlier in July when ChatGPT work was introduced. However, a cleaner benchmark from June 2nd showed Codex had more than 5 million weekly active users, representing a 6-fold increase since the Codex desktop app launched in February. OpenAI also noted that approximately 20% of Codex users were knowledge workers rather than developers. The integration of ChatGPT work on July 9th added tools for creating documents, spreadsheets, and reports to the existing Codex functionality. Insider reviews pointed to combined active user counts between 6 million and 8 million across both platforms during July 12th through July 14th. This overall metric does not account for paid enterprise seats or the split between Codex and work users. News number 6. Google released 3 new Gemini models in one day while its flagship model remains under partner testing. On July 21st, Google announced the release of Gemini 3.6 Flash, 3.5 Flashlight, and 3.5 Flash Cyber, focusing on reducing output prices and accelerating agent workflows. The primary focus is on optimizing token usage for developers building agents. Specifically, Gemini 3.6 Flash reduces output token use by 17% compared with Gemini 3.5 Flash on the Artificial Analysis Index. The pricing structure saw a shift. Input tokens remain at $1.50 per million, while output costs dropped from $9 to $7.50 per million tokens. Furthermore, Gemini 3.6 Flash demonstrated efficiency in complex tasks, cutting average time per task from 2.7 minutes to 1.3 minutes compared with the 3.5 Flash model. This efficiency is achieved by requiring fewer reasoning steps and tool calls on multi-step workflows. Meanwhile, Gemini 3.5 Pro, the flagship model, remains in testing with partners. News number 7. Nvidia released specifications for its next-generation Vera CPU, launching a direct challenge to competitors in the AI server market. The new data center CPUs include benchmarks and architectural information prospective customers need to evaluate the chip. Nvidia delivered these Vera chips to clients including OpenAI, Anthropic, and SpaceX in June. This move positions Nvidia as a challenger against Intel and AMD, which maintain deep ties with hyperscalers and cloud giants. The company's investment in CPUs reflects its strategy to vertically integrate systems by producing more chips and technology internally every year. Nvidia aims to sell the entire system as a full rack of computing power instead of simply selling individual chips. This action stems from Nvidia's position setting the direction for the information technology industry. News number 8. Microsoft and Mistral have expanded their partnership via a multi-billion-dollar agreement focused on boosting artificial intelligence infrastructure capacity across Europe. The arrangement integrates additional Mistral models into Microsoft Foundry, Copilot Studio, Azure, and Azure local environments. Under this deal, Microsoft will utilize Mistral's expanded European GPU infrastructure to increase computing capacity for AI development and support cloud services. Mistral plans to expand its GPU capacity using thousands of Nvidia Vera Rubin systems. This shared infrastructure provides a platform for training AI models, running inference workloads, and supporting large-scale deployments across the region. The agreement expands Microsoft's European capacity beyond its existing data centers and leased facilities, supporting regional digital commitments. Potential customers include organizations in financial services, healthcare, manufacturing, and critical infrastructure seeking access to advanced AI while maintaining control over operations. News number 9. Samsung Electronics is discussing an investment up to 1 billion euros in French AI startup Mistral, which is valued at 20 billion euros. This potential equity stake reflects growing global competition, reshaping alliances between semiconductor manufacturers and model developers. The move comes as Europe intensifies its demand for sovereign AI, driven by regulatory pressure and recent US restrictions on advanced model access. Discussions involve Samsung Electronics and Mistral AI, following a meeting in April when Mistral's CEO visited Samsung's chip facilities to discuss memory supply for data centers. Meanwhile, Microsoft has committed a multi-billion-dollar infrastructure deal with Mistral to build GPU capacity across Europe and integrate its models into Azure and Copilot. However, this agreement does not include equity. Swedish investor EQT's Scale Up Europe Fund is also in talks to join the funding round alongside Samsung. These developments underscore how global AI competition is reshaping alliances between semiconductor giants, cloud platforms, and model developers. News number 10. Senator Warner unveiled a comprehensive AI agenda focused on its impact across the economy, national security, competition, and American workers. The initiative was presented on the Senate floor and is available via the U.S. Senate website. This agenda outlines specific priorities regarding how artificial intelligence will affect economic stability, national security protocols, competitive landscapes, and the workforce. News number 11. Bank of America has integrated new generative artificial intelligence capabilities into its customer service agent to assist representatives during calls. The bank updated Erico Assist, an AI agent designed to work alongside customer service representatives with enhanced generative AI features. This integration allows the AI system to operate directly within customer interactions. The goal of this deployment is to augment the capabilities of human agents in real-time call environments. This move focuses on operationalizing Gen AI directly into high-touch banking support functions. News number 12. The debate surrounding AI regulation centers on balancing potential societal risk against technological advancement. The analogy suggests a comparison between regulating autonomous vehicles and governing artificial intelligence systems. This perspective frames the challenge as determining how to manage inherent risks while maintaining innovation in the field of machine learning. News number 13. The White House plans to redirect billions in research funds toward AI development, shifting focus away from academic institutions. This initiative involves reallocating substantial research capital currently directed at colleges and universities into AI initiatives. The move aims to alter the landscape of AI research funding by changing where these significant resources are allocated. News number 14. Website administrators are deploying a proof-of-work scheme called Anubis to mitigate aggressive website scraping by AI companies. This system was implemented to protect server resources from downtime caused by mass scrapers accessing content. Anubis utilizes a proof-of-work mechanism in the vein of Hashcash, designed to make large-scale scraping significantly more expensive. The goal is to shift focus away from presenting proof-of-work pages to legitimate users and instead allow time for fingerprinting and identifying headless browsers, such as those utilizing specific font rendering techniques. The implementation requires modern JavaScript features, which plugins like JShelter disable. The system is currently running Anubis version 1.25.0. News number 15. Global tech governance is shifting toward a block-based system as institutional cooperation solidifies among major powers. This development signals an institutional turn in how global technology standards are being established. The formation of these blocks reflects an ongoing effort to solidify geopolitical frameworks around AI and technology regulation. This approach indicates that international agreements are increasingly structuring the rules governing the rapidly evolving artificial intelligence landscape. News number 16. The U.S. Commerce Department ordered Anthropic to disable its most advanced large language models for foreign nationals due to national security concerns. On June 12, 2026, the department mandated that Anthropic immediately disabled the Claude Fable 5 and Mythos 5 models within hours, citing difficulty in collecting and validating user nationality. The company shut down access because it could not immediately validate the nationality of every user, including its own non-citizen employees. The restrictions were eventually lifted on June 30th after Anthropic strengthened the model's safety guardrails. However, these new controls resulted in a collapse of the model's benchmark scores, demonstrating lower overall intelligence and capacity. An experiment showed that the new Fable 5 completed only 3 of 12 tasks that would have been routine before the new controls were implemented. This action sent a signal through the US AI industry regarding access and safety protocols for foundational models. News number 17. Moonshot AI is engaging in discussions to raise capital at a valuation of up to $50 billion ahead of an IPO. The Beijing-based startup intends to begin these talks in August following the closing of a recent funding round that valued the company at $31.5 billion. Sources familiar with the matter reported these figures to Bloomberg. This valuation precedes a planned initial public offering in Hong Kong. News number 18. No source material provided. Please provide the news item for narration. News number 19. China's progress in artificial intelligence presents a new challenge for the United States in the global technology race. This development places former President Trump at a critical juncture concerning the geopolitical implications of the AI competition. The advanced trajectory of Chinese AI development directly impacts the broader technological contest between the two nations. News number 20. The CFA's initiative provides funding for utilizing artificial intelligence to enhance American competitiveness and economic security. This program, managed by Funds for NGOs, focuses on leveraging AI capabilities to achieve national economic security goals. The funding addresses strategic applications of artificial intelligence aimed at bolstering U.S. competitiveness. This effort aims to translate AI technology into tangible benefits for the American economy. News number 21. Inference workloads are intensifying the competition across the entire stack of AI infrastructure. The demand generated by running large models is driving the full-stack fight for essential AI computing resources. This dynamic places significant pressure on hardware and software providers to optimize efficiency and scale services for complex computations. Competition focuses on optimizing the underlying silicon and deployment frameworks necessary to handle massive inference demands. News number 22. HCA Healthcare is implementing a strategic approach to scaling artificial intelligence across its operations. The strategy focuses on integrating AI into clinical workflows and operational processes within the healthcare system. This effort addresses the need for scalable implementation of AI technologies in large-scale medical environments. The move involves defining how large-scale deployment of AI impacts patient care delivery and operational efficiency within the sector. News number 23. Jeff Bezos and the UK government have invested £2 billion in the British startup Cusp.ai. This investment targets the company, positioning it within the competitive landscape of the AI industry. The funding combines private capital from a major tech figure with public sector investment, signaling substantial confidence in Cusp.ai's technology and market potential. This financial backing provides significant resources for the startup's operations and development. News number 24. Legal AI startup Vic.ai secured $4.2 million in funding to develop lawyer advertising features within AI search platforms. The capital is earmarked for building these specialized advertisements directly into AI search functionality. This development focuses on integrating legal marketing tools into the broader AI search ecosystem, targeting the legal sector. This move addresses the market for legal services by embedding ad solutions directly where users perform AI-driven searches. News number 25. Epic has launched an initiative integrating large language models into its health API infrastructure. This development focuses on leveraging LLMs within the health API space to enhance operational capabilities for healthcare providers. The project positions Epic's technology as a core platform for applying generative AI within clinical systems. This move aims to redefine how health data is accessed and managed through their established APIs. News number 26. China's World AI Conference focused heavily on the intersection of hardware development and high-stakes strategic investments in artificial intelligence. The gathering highlighted the critical role of advanced hardware in driving large-scale AI deployment and emphasizing the competitive stakes within the global AI ecosystem. Discussions centered on the integration of cutting-edge hardware solutions necessary for accelerating foundational model training and complex inference operations across various sectors. News number 27. The BBC reports on the roles most affected by the impact of artificial intelligence. News number 28. Great Valley has expanded its educational offerings by adding research-focused master's programs in artificial intelligence through collaboration with the Pennsylvania State University. This move aims to enhance the institution's capacity for advanced AI study and research within the academic framework. The new programs are integrated into the existing curriculum, focusing on specialized AI expertise at a graduate level. This expansion positions Great Valley to strengthen its pipeline of highly skilled talent necessary for advancing the field of artificial intelligence. News number 29. Consumers are increasingly utilizing artificial intelligence tools for emotional support services. This trend indicates a growing market shift toward integrating AI into personal wellness applications. The demand points to an expansion in the application space of large language models designed for empathetic interaction. This development highlights how generative AI is moving beyond pure content creation into psychological and relational domains. Developers are focusing on fine-tuning foundation models to enhance conversational depth and emotional intelligence parameters for these specific consumer applications. News number 30. Chatbots are being utilized to illustrate the growing popularity of artificial intelligence. Thank you for watching today's AI news. If you enjoyed this content, please like and subscribe to the channel. Join us tomorrow for breaking updates on the latest AI developments.